Well, thank you. Thank you to everyone for joining us today. Thank you for completing the survey. That's probably how you found this webinar for today. This is our third and final webinar. So if you know of a woman entrepreneur out there that might be interested in this program, Laura will be sending you a copy of either this one or the one before, depending on which one is better. So you're able to share this information with others. Thank you for your interest in women business ownership. We are excited to share more about this project we're working on. I'd like to introduce myself. I am Colleen Merrill, and I am the principal investigator on this grant. And we also have Laura Bray with us, who's going to be handling most of the communications and all the technical and hard stuff of this grant. So thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to cover a little bit about this grant, an overview of the program, why your voice is important, the expectations of the program, next steps, and then we'll leave time for Q&A. The overview that I just shared will take about 10 minutes, so this won't take too much of your time. This grant is a U.S. Department of Commerce Minority Business Development Agency grant. It is the only federal agency that is solely dedicated to the growth and global competitiveness of minority business enterprises. This is a 4-year program. We are within our first year right now, and our first year is collecting research. That's why you were sent the grant, to hear your voice, to understand where your travels have taken you when you are looking to access capital for your business. We are also working with lenders, doing listening sessions to understand their perspective on why women receive less capital than their men counterparts. This program is only for women. We are classifying a woman business ownership if a woman has 51% or more ownership of a business. This is for those looking to start a business and for those that are looking to grow their business. Starting this fall, we will begin our program, which will include an accelerator training, and that will continue for the next 3 years. What is an accelerator program? This is really the meat and essence of what we're doing. This will be a 10-week commitment. You will receive customized training. You will receive resources, connections, and we will place you in one of 4 pathways based on the type of business and the stage of your company. We will begin this 10-week program with an introduction of those that are in your cohort. We will have 8 weeks of material, and then we will end with a final pitch. And that pitch will be to lenders, investors, angels, venture capitalists, those that are interested in supporting your growth. Now, most of this program will be done virtually. We may have, depending on the cohort and those that are participating, we may have an in-person pitch event, networking event, so you can really network with some of those providers. So what type of training can you expect during this program? We're going to give you access to legal expertise, do an overview of where we can mitigate risk in case there's any exposure. You will talk about accounting best practices, resources, women-specific issues, and pathways, depending on which pathway you're in, specific training based on your program. Our goal, the ultimate goal, is to increase access to capital for our women entrepreneurs. The 4 pathways I'm talking about, just to review those a little bit, we will have a food or ag farm type of pathway. We will have those that have some kind of technology or innovation. We will have a pathway for those that are in the early stage. You could be somebody who has an idea to start a business but hasn't launched, or those that are in the beginning phases. You may have launched your business but want just to get more of the basic foundation. And then we will have those in the growth, those that have started a business and are looking to take it to the next level. This fall, we will be running 2 cohorts. They'll start in September and again be about 10 weeks long. And the 2 cohorts this fall will be focused on the food, ag, or farm, or the early stage. In the spring, we will host the technology innovation pathway along with the growth. Your voice is going to be very important. This is our pilot program this fall and next spring, and our goal is to continuously improve this program for the next 3 years. So you will be helping to create that model to help future women access capital for those in Wisconsin. Now, what can you expect? First off, what we expect of you. If you are interested in participating in one of these programs, we expect your attendance, professionalism, engagement, present for the final pitch presentation. Because this is a grant, we will be asking you for your progress on receiving capital, growth in your company, and also some virtual training, some one-on-one with specific consultants and other resources. What you will receive from us, you will receive customized training based on the pathway you're in. You will get a review of your financial readiness, an assessment of where you are in your financial journey, and you will be provided pro forma statements, 3 to 5 years of projections based on your specific business and industry. We will also have experts coming in to do a market assessment of your social media presence, making sure you're on the right platform, and help you with suggestions and templates to improve your presence. We will provide a networking event with those resources, grants, lenders, venture capitalists, angels, all types of different investors to really listen and hear about your business. We will provide one-on-one technical assistance, and you will receive all of this at no cost. This is all funded from the grant. Now, to be considered for this program, you must be planning for capital in the next 1 to 3 years. We talked about the 4 pathways, the farm, ag, tech, or the farm, ag, and food, the tech, innovation, the early stage or growth stage. The next step after this webinar, Laura Bray will be sending everyone an intake form. We need to know if you are interested in this program by having you complete this intake form and send it back to us. Our goal is to have these collected by the end of March and then begin to have a one-on-one discovery conversation with each person that is interested. During this 15 to 30-minute call, Laura and I will talk to you about your business, where you're at, what kind of goals you have, where you want to go, and find the best pathway for you to fit into. If this is not a good time for you this fall or this spring, you certainly can be on our waiting list and be considered for the final 2 years if you'd like to be part of one of those programs. We plan on announcing our first cohort sometime in August so you can prepare. And we look forward to helping you receive the capital that you need. So with that, I would love to open it up for questions. Any type of questions you have that maybe I didn't explain quite well. And I know one question that I forgot to put it in my notes that comes up is, hey, what is the time commitment? So this program, again, most of this, 90% of it will be virtual. Time commitment is probably 1 to 2 hours a week during those 10 weeks, during the 9 weeks, where you will receive some kind of specialized training. But some of the weeks might require you to do some homework, especially when it comes to pro forma statements, talking about gathering industry-specific data, maybe what kind of projections you have for sales. So there will be some homework, but a majority of it will be virtual during that meetup with the group. And then, of course, the expectation that you will be there for the final presentation. All right. Do we have some questions, Laura?
We do. The first question, is this for spring of 2024 or 2025?
Great question. So the fall of 24, so this fall, we will be running 2 cohorts, the food, ag, farm cohort and the early stage cohort. Spring of 25 will be the technology and innovation and the growth stage. Thanks for asking.
How many people are accepted in the cohort?
That's another great question. We want to keep this at a manageable number so everyone's voice is heard. We're looking at 10 to 15.
Each one,
in
in
each
each
cohort.
track, yep.
Correct.
Is there one pot of money that different amounts will be pulled from, or is it a set amount for each business that's accepted?
So there is no money. We don't have any grant funding for your business. What we are here to do is help you get prepared, help you understand the cycle of asking for money, the different types of resources that are available, introducing you to the right resource based on your business or your stage of your business. But we do not have any money that we will be giving to individual businesses.
Can you give us a little bit of a definition of what exactly is capital? Would this just be loans?
Great question. So capital is any kind of financial investment into your business. We will help you with traditional lending if you want to go down that pathway for a loan. There are some grants, especially when it comes to the food, ag, farm sector. There are some pretty large grants in tech and innovation that have to do with research and development that we can help you apply for. So there is the traditional lending, there are the grants, there is equity investment. If there is an angel network, if there is a venture capitalist that might be interested in your company, again, depending on where you're at and what your industry is, we will connect you to some of the right resources.
Is there any additional guidance you can provide about what the department would most like to see for the tech or innovation category?
That's a great question. And this is our decision who's getting into this cohort. So this is how we designed it because we do know specifically when it comes to technology and innovation, there is some specialized needs. And I would almost argue that any business could say they were technology because we all touch technology in some way. I don't want to put any parameters. What I would love to do is have a conversation with you to see if you're a good fit for the tech based on what your business structure is about, or if you may be better in our growth or early stage.
Will the pitch audience of investors be lenders and those offering grant money, or only those offering loans?
A variety. Again, we're going to look at each individual and who would be a good fit for your business based on your revenue model and the needs that you have. And we will invite a plethora of individuals to the room, and it will all be all inclusive. So those that have access to grants, bankers will be invited, and of course, those that are looking to invest in women entrepreneurs.
The 9 to 10 weeks consecutive.
They are. They are. And when I say 9 to 10 weeks, introduction week, pitch week, and then 8 weeks of content.
Could you do more than one cohort at a time? So
That's a
just
great question. And we've been asked that question too. And really, we want you to pick the best one, help you define which route will be the best for you, just so we can have multiple women and really reach as many as we can. But also know that while we have this 10-week program, we are still committed to helping you along your journey forever. We have a network with our Center for Technology, with our Food Finance Institute, with our small business development centers. We are here to provide technical assistance to you as long as you need it.
will the VCs be from all over the country or world, or only from Wisconsin? And will you also provide insight or access to VCVs for strategic partnerships with corporates venture?
So the VCs are to be determined. We're working with a group that has a list. So I can't tell you who will be in the room because a lot of it is going to be based on your business and what cohort you're in. There are early stage companies might be more focused on angel investors. We are looking to definitely engage with as many Wisconsin investors as possible, but this will be opened up.
This grant program open to nonprofits?
It is not. Right now, we're focused on those for-profit businesses in Wisconsin.
Will we know if we're accepted into the cohort before it is announced in August?
Most likely, yes, I could say that. We will make sure as we have our conversation with you before we announce the cohort, we want to make sure, number one, it's a good fit, that the timing works for you. you will know. We won't just say, oh, by the way, you're in. We'll work with you and make sure that you are aware.
You say must be planning to obtain capital in the next 1 to 3 years. Does that require participants to accept loans, or do we still have the final say over what we accept or agree to receive?
Oh, of course. We're not making you take any money. Absolutely not. But what we're really trying to do is through our research, we realize that women don't receive as much capital as men, and we're trying to move the needle. And so this grant is really based on educating women, giving them the resources, connecting them to the network, and helping them get the capital they need. So the success of this grant is based on women receiving and obtaining capital. But you could go through this entire cohort and realize that, wait a second, I don't really need an investment or a loan. I just need to reallocate my marketing dollars. I need to increase my customer base. It could be something completely different. And if you grow your business, I would count that as a great success.
Someone in construction asks, are there any opportunities to meet with female entrepreneurs specific to my trade?
I will try my best to connect you to women in construction. You bet. That is the goal.
We have a mobile coffee shop. Would that fall under food and ag?
I don't know. I think I need to talk to you. I need to see what type of additional products or resources you have. Is it just coffee? Are you offering some food? Are you, when I think, are you bringing in, are you roasting your own coffee beans? I'd love to learn more about your business to see where the best fit would be for you.
Someone says, I'm an established business, but have ideas about how to start a new business. Would the startup cohort be best?
If you want to focus on that business, absolutely. If you want to grow what you're currently doing, it might be a different place. But everything we're going to work with you on is going to be applicable to both businesses.
So this is maybe just defining similar question. Could a person submit 2 intake forms? I ask this because I have a business I want to grow, but also a new idea. But they're fine just sending us 1 intake form, and we'll have a conversation about it all when we get in touch.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
If you can describe this, what specific help do you provide regarding grants?
What specific help do we provide with grants? So a lot of the grant focus is going to be on that technology side. There is a lot of, there's a small business innovation research grant. It's the SBIR. There is a small business technology transfer grant, STTR. Both of those grants help with a considerable amount of money for those that have a business that might be in the research phase. So it is funding that is designed for research and development. It can be multi-year, it can be multi-millions of dollars based on what kind of technology or innovation you have. We will connect you to the people that actually will help you write the grant, help you submit. They're wildly successful. In regards to the food and ag and farm, there are special USDA type of grants that are available. Again, it depends on your business and your parameters, depending on where you're at and what you need. We will connect you to the right resources. When it comes to those early stage and growth companies, a lot of times, depending on where you live, the community you're in, there may be some grants available in your community. I can think someone mentioned construction. If you are looking to renovate apartment buildings, there is funding that is available for those that are increasing the housing demand that we have. So again, we will do our best to understand your business, what stage you're in, what your capacity is. Make sure that you have all your ducks in a row regarding your financials, and point you in the right direction. Not everybody's going to qualify for a grant, and there's not like grant money just hanging out waiting for people to come and take it. It is a little bit of effort and work applying for these programs, but that's why we're here to help you.
And so maybe just could you say a little bit more about that? When you say grants, do you also provide help or support with writing those proposals?
A lot of them, we are not going to write it for you. I will tell you that. Just like a business plan, we would never write a business plan for you, but we will provide you with guidance and resources and supplemental information that you need, specifically as it relates to marketing and as it relates to your financing. We will help you.
Is there continued consulting and support or access to cohort participants beyond the program timeframe?
Absolutely. We are here forever. We want to help you forever. So there are, well, it might not be Laura or I forever, 40 years from now, but there will be the Small Business Development Center, the Center for Technology Commercialization, the Food Finance Institute. This is what they do. They do the technical assistance. They are out in the field helping people across our nation constantly with education and technical assistance. We will connect you and we will keep you in the loop as much as you want to be.
Colleen, do we know when we'll be scheduling our programming? Will it be in the evenings?
It will be in the evenings.
The
And
business?
so
Go
let
ahead.
me just interject with that. A lot of that is going to depend on the cohort. So that's why I hesitate to give you exact timing, what day of the week, exactly when it starts. Once we have defined our cohort, 10 to 15 different women, it's going to be a group decision on what works best for everyone.
If the business is an LLC, multi-member, can members who do not identify as a woman participate in any of the meetings?
I would say yes, but when it comes to the presentation, I would want to have the woman present at that final network event.
Will you also provide introductions to CVCs or corporate VCs in your network?
We will do our best to align you with the right resource based on your company. You bet.
Can you share more about how you are building your network of people and organizations who have access to capital and are interested in supporting women entrepreneurs?
That's a great question. So part of our research, while we did this survey to women entrepreneurs, we are also in the midst of our listening sessions. And these listening sessions are for the lending side or anyone who has decision making when it comes to investing capital. So we are working with CDFIs, we are working with credit unions, banks, investors, just about anyone that is interested in supporting women entrepreneurs to understand their perspective. The different organizations that I talked about, the Small Business Development Center, the Center for Technology, and the Food Finance all have their strong list of stakeholders. We are well connected within the state of Wisconsin. We are part of the university, and we have access to the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation and other entities across the state that we will be tapping into, again, based on the cohort and based on the need.
Can you share a bit about your theory of change?
Oh, well, I could go off on a theory of change, but I'm not exactly sure of what you're saying or what you're asking, if you could clarify.
Could this program help us prioritize ideas if we feel we have several great ideas, but we're not sure which way to go?
So if you don't have a solid idea that you're really focused on, we may work with you and then put you in a cohort for the following year. If you have a really strong idea that you want to focus on that you believe will need some type of capital, we'll get you into the cohort. But do understand that we have a variety of resources that are available for you, even if you don't land into one of these cohorts this year or in the next 2 years.
I'm trying to decide between strategic partnerships with corporates versus venture capital from VCs. Do I fit into the program?
Can you repeat that question, Laura?
I am trying to decide between strategic partnerships with corporates versus venture capital. Do I fit into the program?
Yes, I would say absolutely. Absolutely. And I think I understand your question. But again, this is where I think it's going to be really important for us to sit down and have this discovery conversation to see where you're at and what needs you have, and if you're a good fit and if we can help you.
Your business is not a product, but a service. Do you think this program is a good fit?
Of course. Absolutely. 100%. It's not just about selling a product.
Received an SBIR invitation a couple of years ago, but the grant process is unfamiliar and my lack of experience prevented me from progressing. Would this program support my reapplication?
You bet it would. Absolutely. Love that. Can't wait to talk to you.
One is giving us some very nice feedback to just say, this is amazing and thank you, even if I don't get picked.
Okay, thank you. It is amazing. This is, I have to tell you, this grant we designed for helping Wisconsin women entrepreneurs. This is a brand new agency. There were over 1,200 applications. We are one of 43 that were awarded. So we are very excited. We know we sent out the survey. We had over 600 responses, over 300 expressed interest in being part of our cohort. This is our third and final webinar. We know there's a need, and we are really, really excited to help you.
Yep. Is there help to be able to find these grants that best suit my business?
Again, let's have a conversation, and if you don't fit into one of the cohorts, we will connect you to a small business development center that can help guide you.
Here's some clarification around the theory of change. If the problem or opportunity is connecting women entrepreneurs with capital, do you have some hypothesis around this, around how this program will close the gap?
That's a great question. And I will tell you that when we started this process, we had assumptions. But this is the reason we are taking our time in this first year and doing our primary research. While they might have assumptions, we wanted to make sure that whatever is actually happening, we address. That's why we did the survey to women entrepreneurs to understand what barriers they had for those that received capital and for those that did not. And that is why we are doing our listening sessions with those that actually are decision makers to see if we can understand exactly why there is discrepancy between men and women. So I have assumptions, but we did not want to base this program on assumptions. We wanted to base it specifically on your voice and the lender's voice in Wisconsin. Great question.
If we apply to the program now, but find the funding we are looking for before the program begins, would it still make sense to participate?
Of course. Happy to help you. Of course.
About the meeting day of the week, typically food-based businesses are increasingly busy towards the weekends. If you're chosen and everyone else wants to meet on, say, a Thursday, would we be penalized if we have to leave this exciting opportunity because we can't be pulled from our business?
No, we really, 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 really want to be cognizant of your business and not interrupt. So there are many go-arounds, right? It could be one-on-one. It could be a recording of that week's training. Your cohort might decide that 8 o'clock Saturday morning is the best fit. If you are engaged, if you are serious, if you are really excited about this opportunity, we will find a way to make it work for you.
And a similar concern, will scheduling for one-on-one meetings be a collaborative process or will be locked into a certain day or time if we decide to enter the program? I ask because my current work hours for my small business are part-time and variable and dependent on when my babysitter's on duty.
I wish I could have daycare at some of these meetings. I think that would make it the best. Maybe for our networking event, we do that. So again, the cohort structure is going to be pretty well established during that 8 weeks. Say it's the cohort decides Tuesday at 5 o'clock is the best time, and they're going to meet for an hour to 2 hours. The one-on-one will be scheduled based on your availability.
And just a few more shout outs from people saying this is so exciting and congratulations, and that they're excited to be part of the webinar and potentially the program. So I know that we'd like to both extend our thanks to all of them for their interest, and that we're looking forward to seeing some great opportunities for all of us to learn and grow. And I think this is going to be really fun. And then our last question is, what are the next steps to be able to apply for help?
Thank you. What a great segue. Thank you very much for asking that question. So, again, this is our last and final webinar. We did 3 of them. This is our best attended, I would say, and I think the most questions. So obviously, Monday afternoon is a good time. The next thing that is going to happen is Laura will be sending out our intake form. This intake form, it's very basic. We need your signature on this form before we can schedule our one-on-one conversation. So if you are truly interested in this program, fill out that form. Everyone will receive it after this call. Fill out the form, get it back to Laura, and we will be scheduling in April, early April, our one-on-one conversations. If you know of another woman entrepreneur, feel free to send her the form as well if there's someone else you think might be a good fit for one of the pathways. But that is the next step. Fill out the form, get it back to us. We'll have a discussion. We'll place you in the right cohort, and we'll go from there.
And that's all.
Thank you,
That's all we've
everyone,
got.
for attending. We really appreciate it. Make it a great day.